Okay, so I'm going to go over the fourth math lab, the Goofy Bob and Pi. I'm actually going to do it in JGrasp um, instead of in Replit. And of course, the lab is full of errors. The intent is that when you're done, you give it a radius and it'll calculate the area of a circle with that radius. And it'll express the answer two ways. One, just the decimal answer, and then one, the rounded version of the answer. Okay. Now, um, there's a couple things I'm going to just go ahead and fix right now. Like right here, you might notice this part's green. That's an indication that you're missing the closing quotes. It would say there's an unclosed string literal right there. Another thing it's going to talk about is the fact that I don't have system.in there. I don't have system.out there. And so it's going to give me an error message for those. Now, there's two ways to fix that. One is just type in system.in, and that's fine. Or you can memorize the special import statement. And actually, before I show you that import statement, let me show you the normal one. What another error we'll get is that it can't find the scanner class. And if you can't find a class and it's a normal Java class like this, then maybe you misspelled it. Like if you made it lowercase, it would say it can't find that actually say it couldn't find a variable called scanner if you made it lowercase, but that'd be one possibility. Or you're missing an import statement. So here, I'm going to do a normal import statement. The scanner class is in the util package. And some people, they do, instead of typing scanner, they do asterisks, which is actually okay. It imports everything, but it's considered better form to just import the class you need. And also, I want you to realize that's what this statement is for, is to make it so Java knows where the scanner class is and knows what we're talking about. Now, back to the system. I need to do another import statement, but this one's special. It's just called a static import. And if I do Java, it'll be java.lang.system. Now, if I, let me just get rid of static for a second. I've never imported the system class because I don't need to. It's in the lang package, which is the normal package, so I don't need a normal import. But I wasn't doing a normal import, I was doing a static import, and I'm not importing the system class, but rather all the members. So it's different. You do the class name and then dot and then whatever you want to import, which actually most of the time we just want the out variable, but we want both out and in. So I'm going to, here's one place I do normally put an asterisk. And so now that's going to work. Let me go ahead and compile and see. There's other errors that are going to come up. That one, I wanted to see you to see this. It says it's expecting an open parenthesis or bracket at the beginning of line 27, which is right here. That doesn't make sense. You don't put parentheses right there. But that's one thing you need to get is that quite often the error is not on the line they said the error is on, it's actually on the line above it. And right here, you need to close and end that with parentheses. And just for the record, and like you'll need this on a lab shortly after this, this is how you make an object. You call what's called a constructor. You say new and then call the constructor. And a constructor has the same name as a class, except it looks like a method. So you have to have the parentheses as part of the name of the constructor. Just like down here, when we call next double, you have to have the parentheses as part of it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Now, so that fixes that error. Let's look at the next one. Now it says possible lossy conversion from double to int. And if I click on that, there's highlighting the line of code. So the catch here is like next double, of course, produces double result. Radius is the type int. Well, you have to decide whether to fix it by changing this to next double or to change the variable to type double. I think I said that wrong. This should be next int, and then it would work. Or you could, in theory, change the variable to be type double. The thing is, on this lab, we did expect the input, the radius, to be an int. So I'm not going to change this to be an int, to be a double. I'll change the method. All right, next error. It says cannot find symbol math.py. Now, if you go and search for Java API math, the first thing is going to be the math class, the documentation for the math class, and you can read that. But here, there's all the methods. There's a lot of them. But right here is the constants, and one of them is pi. But see how it's spelled? It's all uppercase. So that's all you need to do to fix that line, is change that to be all uppercase. And then the next error is it says it cannot find symbol pow. And if you read the whole error, it says, it points to it, and it says it can't find a method called POW that takes 2 ints as inputs. Now, what you need to get is that it's looking in our class, in the problem04 class. In our class, we have an input method, a process method, we have an output method. There is no POW method here, which is why it can't find it. But we shouldn't have been looking here anyway. We should have been looking in the math class. And once again, if I scroll down through this list, of course, square root is in here, max, min, and POW. I went past it. There's the POW method. It's in the math class. And so you need to do math.pow. Now, kind of a related error, the opposite really. Down here, we have math.area, which is totally wrong because it's going to look in the math class for an area variable. But I showed you in the math class, the only variables, and they're really constants, are e and pi. There is no area variable. But I shouldn't be looking there anyway. I should have just told her to access the area variable that I made in this class. So, like I said, do math.pow if you need to, but don't put it if it doesn't make sense. Let me go ahead and compile. Now the round method. There is a round method, but it says, it looks in the math class, can't find a round method that takes no arguments. And it actually shows you the round methods that do exist in the math class. And there's 2 versions. We usually one that takes a double. The other one we just never use. But the point is you have to give it an input. That's what's missing. And the goal here was, if I go back to this, we're supposed to show the area as a actual decimal answer, and then the rounded version. So that's what should be inputted to the round method is the area. All right, let's see if that compiles now. All right, it compiles. Let's run it. Enter the radius. I'm just going to type in something random. And what's odd is I got 0. Now, the reason is, and listen carefully, like right here, this is the right formula to calculate the area of a circle, but the answer was not stored into this original area variable. It was stored in this new area variable. And so if you put double here in Java, that means you created a new variable. And you can do that with even the same variable name if they're in different scopes. Each variable has a scope, we say. And so like the instance variable up here, the one for the whole class, it was defined up here, and we can access that all through here. Like down here, when it says print the area, it's this area, which was set to 0. Whereas here, this variable only exists inside the process method, where it's created. And so we stored that answer into this other area variable, which was disposed of. It was temporary. And so it didn't do any good. We didn't want to create a new variable there. That's the point. We wanted to just store the answer in that area variable that we'd already made. And now if I run it, and I'll type in 7 just to show that it matches, and we got it. There we go. One last little detail here, it didn't expect you to round the answer at all, but some of them, the directions do show a rounded answer. Once again, you're not responsible for that, but you do string.format to round it if you want to.